It was sold to children.
Well, as long as we're on the topic, welcome to Cardinal Film Fights. We're not going to be talking about decomposing things at all, hopefully.
I hope.
But today, we're going to be talking a little bit about something called the worst direct-to-DVD movie. And it's going to be argued by these people. And if you don't know these people, don't worry, because I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We're going to start on this side. And say your name, major, and if you can do any sort of accent, I'd like to hear it.
My name is Haley Parnell, and I am a TCOM major and a film and screenwriting minor. I really don't want to do an accent. Those were
That's
in
fine.
my
You don't
theater
have to
days of
win.
high school, so this is just called the Haley accent. Sorry.
You've only disappointed everyone. It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm Kyle Israel. I'm a TCOM major with a minor in theater, and there are some words in Scottish that I can say that's somewhat Scottish, but the vast majority of them are not appropriate to say in this setting.
I have a feeling that you're going to pull through with the accent, Trevor.
Hold on. Bonjour, je m'appelle Trevor Sheffield. Je suis un sophomore du TCOM et un mineur du théâtre. Et j'ai parlé un François. For those of you bilingual people out there, have fun.
And for everyone on set, I'm glad that just happened. So, if we want to get into the real meat and potatoes of this, the argument, let's put 1 minute on the clock for introductions of topics. And Trevor Michael Sheffield, I'll allow you to start.
Okay. Now, I want you to imagine the most unoriginal thing you can think of, and then multiply that by 6, and then sell it to children. That, my friends, is Food Fight, a 2012 animated film about the inner lives of brand icons in a supermarket, starring Charlie Sheen as Dex Dog Detective, a cereal mascot who wants to bone a teenage cat, if I remember properly. It was voiced by some pop star then who was like 13 years old. His best friend is, if I remember, a chocolate squirrel voiced by Wayne Brady who hit on Little Debbie. And the movie is also Casablanca with actual Nazis and a Tim Curry sound-alike who gets off to when he wets himself after he is murdered. It's also not Shrek.
What can I say? Please say other things.
Fern Gully 2, The Magical Rescue. Let me tell you all you need to know about Fern Gully 2, The Magical Rescue. Take the original Fern Gully, remove the entire original cast, don't add any new catchy musical numbers, make all the characters as unsympathetic as humanly possible, and introduce a lackluster premise. Fern Gully 2 is an abomination to what was a cult classic.
Mulan 2. If I could just leave it there, I would, but I will give some explanation. It's awful, and it's an abomination to the first film, which I'm very passionate about. You don't have Eddie Murphy anymore, and he comes back as not how he was in the beginning, so it's just not the same. He's not loyal to her anymore. He actually wants to split up her marriage between Mulan and Shang. And Shane is also a jerk, which could, you could say, oh, he was a jerk in the beginning, but he takes his anger out on Mulan, which is not okay. I can't remember any songs. Nothing is memorable from it. And it's all about love and treats women as if their main purpose is just love. It's awful.
Now, we're going to enter the Coliseum, if you will. This is where things get dirty and bloody and other words. So, 5 minutes on the clock. Are we ready?
Yes.
Begin.
I actually kind of want to help you out on this, Haley, because I do remember the musical numbers from Mulan 2, and I know that one of them is "I Want to Be Like Other Girls." I know that helps your argument, but that needs to be out there.
And with Food Fight, there are only two primary female characters. One of them is fridged off the bat. They're killed so that they can give Dexter Detective something to do for the rest of the movie. And the other one is Lady X, a voluptuous female character who is only meant to be a femme fatale character for Dexter Detective. At one point tries to seduce him and kill him at the same time while wearing a schoolgirl's outfit, no less. And then later turns out to be an old hag who sells prunes and is also a food Nazi, a literal food Nazi. There are literal food Nazis in this film. And with Mulan, too, you can at least fall back on the original Mulan. You know, Mulan 2 does not erase the original Mulan. And the same could be said for Ferngully as well. With Food Fight, the songs, it's like, at least with Mulan, they wrote new songs. These are, in Food Fight, they're all just kind of like crappy, fake versions of actual songs. The best way I can describe it is that everything in this movie is a ripoff from something else. With your two movies, you have a foundation to go off on. That whilst the movies themselves are not inherently good, there is still like some like creativity at play. In here, it tries to do this Toy Story-esque, world building, but ultimately falls on every single cliche you could possibly think of. And not to mention, all of the animation is motion capture, and it is some of the worst animation I've ever seen put to film. It's none of the characters actually move like actual human beings. There are no like effects outside of just giant splat effects during the titular food fight, which goes on for frickin' ever. And is it wrong if can I mention the Jewish stereotype who is literally just a giant nose? Who is voiced just exactly as you think it would be sounded?
Well, you just said it,
yeah,
so.
That sounds like everything about that.
There's more.
I don't know if we need to hear that. Well, that's all very fair, and I've never seen this, but I hate it. But then you get into the argument of what's worse, crappy semi-original content.
Oh, no, it's not original. It is not original. They're all ripoffs. Every single one of them is a ripoff. And then there's actual brand icons in there. But it's stuff like Mr. Bubble, Mr. Clean. And they don't really try to do anything creative with these characters. It's like with Mr. Clean, he has one joke. He gets dirty once or twice at the start of the movie because a frog farts on him. And it's like, with Ferngully too, yes, I realize that all the characters are unsympathetic in that film, but at least they're born out of something. It's like with Mulan too, yes, I realize that Mushu, he's voiced by a white man imitating a black man, and he's not Eddie Murphy, but you still have a cast there. Everybody in this film is either phoning it in or not actually trying to give a legitimate performance because there are no actual characters in this film. It is literally, and not to mention the behind-the-scene troubles behind this film. The people making this film had no idea how to make a goddamn movie. Your movies, there were actual people behind these. With the director of Food Fight, he just told people to make scenes more awesome. And so as a result, everything just seems hashed and just, there was nobody at the wheel.
I think that the worst crime of Mulan 2 is the fact that Mulan existed and it was a film all about empowering women. And then we come into Mulan 2, which is exactly the opposite. It has the issue of arranged marriage, and the basic theme is all of how you should be able to choose whichever man you want as long as you still end up with a man at the end of the film.
Yeah, it's really a match between something being bad in its own right or something ruining its source material, which is arguable to either Mulan 2 or Ferngully.
But here's the thing. You still have the source material. Yes, there's a shitty movie based off that first movie, but that still means that there's that first movie. With Food Fight, that is all there is. There is nothing you can fall back on. There is nothing you can move on to. There were no improvements. There were no downgrades. It is in of itself, and it is shit.
It's just sort of an abomination to the fact that these same people can come back and completely change their mindset on how to create the movie and have the exact opposite happen.
Yeah, and that's what really makes it terrible.
It's an abomination on my end because these people thought that they could be on the par of something like Pixar and had the gall to actually do some of these absolutely boneheaded ideas and expect people to eat it up.
We'll now move to our conclusions, where you can try to just get the dustpan and pick up the argument and see if it'll stick together at all. So, 30 seconds. Start with you.
Food Fight has virtually nothing of value. Everything is rehashed and regurgitated out of something else. With Mulan 2 and Fern Gully, they have animation to an extent. They have something that they can base themselves off on. And to an extent, there is effort. With this film, there is no effort. There is no trying. These are just people trying to cash in on stupid children and grandmothers who would not know better. A better film would have hit them in the face. It's just cruel.
If you thought I was out of food analogies, you were wrong. Fern Gully is like mayonnaise. It's good. A lot of people like it. Maybe not everyone, but it's good. Fern Gully 2 is Miracle Whip, a pale imitation of its source that destroys everything good about the original, and if you like it, you are a liar.
So I see where Trevor is coming from. I think just the thing that makes me hate Mulan 2 and think it's the worst so much is the fact that it is coming from such a great first movie that I feel like Mulan 2 really didn't need to be made. If it was, I don't understand why it was made the way it was, how it completely switched focuses. It's not empowering women at all. It's really degrading them and saying that they're all just there to be married. And I just think that's wrong.
Facts. Vaughn, do we have anything to check?
Nothing to check. Y'all are correct.
Is Miracle Whip actually the worst thing on the
Oh,
earth?
100%.
All
Thank
right.
you.
It came from Vaughn, so it's the
Duly
truth.
noted.
All right.
But to be
Showdown
fair,
with
I
the
also
cake.
hate mayonnaise, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not saying a lot. But
Well, he hates
Vaughn doesn't
everything
like
except
food.
ketchup.
So,
Vaughn photosynthesizes.
Yes.
I suppose so, yes. I think the mustache is there to make surface area
It
to absorb the
exfoliates. It
sunlight.
exfoliates.
Yeah.
If you look at him hard enough, it just kind of.
Never a dull day
Never a dull
on
day.
Cardinal Film Fights.
And it's all true.
In third place, we have, unfortunately, Kyle. I understand that Fern Gully 2 is a dumpster fire, but I didn't get much out of you other than the fact of the unsympathetic characters and how it didn't continue well. But someone made a better point about how their movie also is negated by the fact, so that it just knocked your argument down a little bit. But well fought, sir. In second place, we have Trevor Michael Sheffield. And while I agree that Charlie Sheen being creepy is really, really uncomfortable, I also understand that maybe there is a market for this type of movie. Like, there is a specific type of person that would enjoy this and get a strange satisfaction from all the weirdness going on. And I think maybe they were making it for that person instead of for kids, as you suggest.
Oh no, they were not. They were not.
And also, you said that sequels don't have anything to do with it, don't have anything to do with their basis. But I think that actually does ring true for something when you create more of a beloved property and then just kind of do bad things to it. Which brings us to Mulan 2. We're taking a story that empowers women and just rolling it all backwards for some apparent reason, and that reason is money. So, it negates all of the points of the first movie. Eddie Murphy, come on. Come on. And
Eddie
just,
Murphy, I don't think, was with them for the second one.
He wasn't
yeah,
in the second
yes,
Like I
that's
said, it
what
was
was
a white
saying.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the fact that Eddie Murphy was not involved is
I thought you
criminal.
were shaming him for taking part.
No,
No,
I'm talking about the
Listen, if you want to shame Eddie Murphy for something, imagine that. I'm not saying that as part of the sentence. That's a movie. It's really bad.
as I was saying, the voice acting blackface is just, that's unforgivable. Anyway, so that's why Mulan 2 is the worst direct-to-DVD movie in this argument. This has been Cardinal Film Fights. Make sure to like or dislike, whatever. Just make your opinion known. Leave a comment if something's really bothering you. I'll read through those. And also comment what do you think we should fight next, or who you think should have won this. If you think that Food Fight is so bad that it should have won, tell Trevor Michael Sheffield while he's right, and make sure to use his full name.
Never not my. It's kind of like. I'm trying to think of the.
It's kind of like mayonnaise. Okay.
Wait, what?
This has been Cardinal Film Fights. You can follow us at Card Film Fights on social media. Just good luck and goodbye.
I mean, my skin's like mayonnaise, but.